Definitely have to say that this mid-October time of year for me was really slow. I started out one spot, really thick cover, and I was just sitting on the ground. I saw one little buck, but besides that, not much was moving around in there. There was good sign, but no deer. I decided to go back to the original spot I was hunting in early October, and I did find a couple littler bucks. This guy came in, he walked by me, took his sweet time, and then started making this rub here. My main tactic for this mid-October time was still really looking for deer around those food sources. He came right off of that soybean field and walked in through right by me, and a little later in the week I do find this buck, if not another one, walking around in there as well. And I rattled them in. This is kind of the beginning of that pre-rut stage when I was hunting in this spot. So a little later on in the video you'll see those bucks come into me rattling. After this spot that I was sitting on right on the creek here, he walked right down the creek, but I set my trail camera in there to see if I'd find anything. I ended up not seeing anything on the trail camera, but after a couple days hunting this spot, I decided to move, and we went to a totally different side of the county. And again, it was a little tough over there, but we'll show you here in a second. So this was the next spot we headed to, and this is on the east side of Eau Claire County, and we were hunting, again, soybean fields. I found a couple nice scrapes, nice sign right on the edge of this field, and I got set up in a tight area, but it was a good oak tree that gave me a lot of cover from around me. I never saw anything here during the day. There were a lot of other hunters around, including a couple people running dogs for upland birds. So it was just a little too pressured. I don't think they were moving around any time besides at night. So I went back to the original spot, and this is when I rattled in these littler bucks. You can see him, he popped up right there. The other one just behind him, about 20 yards. They came in right behind each other, and just kind of moved around in that area for a little bit and worked off to the soybean field. At this point, I didn't see much else the rest of the week, so I did some scouting. I found some turkeys, some sign, but I did also find sign of other hunters in the area. So not much else new that I found to hunt the rest of the year here. Once again, I just wanted to go over what I was looking for this time of year. So again, mid-October, I was still kind of following those food sources, watching those areas, seeing if the does were moving in those areas and if the bucks were going to follow them in there. I mainly was looking at soybean fields just because that was the closest I had to me on the public land areas. However, there was corn near me as well. I haven't had nearly as much luck hunting over soybeans as with corn. However, this year it did seem to work out for me pretty well for at least seeing deer. But again, once I found those food sources where deer were moving, I was looking for areas, transition areas, or areas those bucks were traveling. Mainly I was finding those through rubs. I wasn't finding much scrapes this time of year yet, so I was finding a lot of rub lines. I tried to sit on those rub lines or find a water source near that food as well. That's kind of what I was looking for. Again, I didn't find any big bucks this time of year, but I was able to come across a couple nicer small bucks, and I did see a couple does here and there off camera. But yeah, this time of year I would stick to looking at food sources for ideas and look for rub lines, scrape lines if they're there. If not, just kind of follow those rub lines, see where they go. Yeah, alright, well, that's going to wrap up this video though. I want to say thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time here on Cheesehead Outdoors.